Wanna go outside? Alright. Let's go. Good morning. It is a little after 4:30 and I'm getting ready to go get out on the trail. I did not sleep very well last night. I slept pretty good. Went to bed around 10. Probably should have gone to bed a little earlier. And slept pretty good until about 2. And just been trying to go back to sleep ever since. So I finally decided I'm just going to get up. I want to get to the trail. I'm headed back to Santan Mountain Regional Park. Yes, I'm going back to Santan Mountain Regional Park. It's close to my house, so it's pretty convenient. And I wanted to get there early. It opens around 5. Wanted to get there early because last week it was really crowded. And I like parking right there in the parking lot because it's right there at the trail. So I'm going to head out there and I'll see you later. Okay. It's a little after 5. I just made it to the top of Gold Mine Mountain. The moon is out. I have this headlamp so you can actually see me, but I've been hiking without it. These are some of my favorite times to come out here to go hiking when the moon is full. You can totally see the trail, and it's just kind of a different feeling. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to it and I'll check in with you later. Okay, so I went over Gold Mine Mountain. I'm on the Santan Trail. I'm heading south. I'm not gonna go the whole way. But I wanted to show you, if you can see it, the full moon behind me, on this side of me, anyways, and the sunrise just barely starting on the other side. It's such an awesome thing to watch, the transition slowly happen. And I love coming out here when the moon is full because you get, you can see it's just like a different kind of lighting. And I don't know, I just really enjoy it. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get back to it. And I'll check in with you in a little bit once the sun starts coming out. So I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, this is so cool. Welcome to Live True with JT. I'm JT, Jared Taylor, and I am training to run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim in 16 hours. If you are new to the channel, let me bring you up to speed. So I'm sure you've heard about the Grand Canyon. Let me give you a little more perspective on what this means. So the Grand Canyon is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is located in northern Arizona. It's 270 miles long. A mile deep, and depending on where you measure it, it's about 18 to 20 miles wide. There's a lot of different ways to visit the canyon. A lot of people go up there to hike the canyon, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. Every year, the canyon receives about 5 million visitors, a little over 5 million visitors, probably less this year because of, COVID. But every year, about 1% of those people, 1% of the total visitors actually goes into the canyon. And there are different ways to hike the canyon. Okay, some go a little bit down a little ways and turn around and come back, and some go a little bit further. Some of the more popular ways to hike the canyon is going down to Indian Garden and back up. Take the Bright Angel Trail, go down to Indian Garden, it's about 4 miles, and then go back up. It's about an 8 to 8.5 mile round trip, something like that. But it is a very significant hike. You really have to know what you're doing to do that hike. Okay, but it's amazing, it's beautiful. some other ways to hike the canyon, and you are a little more significant than that, and you probably know about them, or you probably wouldn't have clicked on this video. One of those ways is to go down to the bottom of the canyon to the river and back up again. That's called rim to river to rim. And to give you some perspective, the park rangers, the park officials don't want people to go down and back up again in the same day. It's a very ambitious hike. And a lot of people underestimate how difficult it really is. So if you're really, really ambitious, people will go from rim to rim. So that's down to the canyon, across, and back up the other side. Whether it's coming from the north rim and down and up to the south rim, or from the south rim to the north rim. Now, to give you some perspective on that, the park recommends people take at least 4 days to do that. So you can it gives you an idea how significant they think that hike really is. And what has become popular is people get into shape and they want to do it all in one day. And that's pretty ambitious. Very significant hike. It's not something you want to take lightly by any means. So some people that are really ambitious and probably a little bit crazy, they do what's called rim to rim to rim, or R3. That is going down, across, up to the other side, coming back down, across, and up again. And what has become popular is to want to do that in one day, in 24 hours. A lot of people have done it. Of course, a very small percentage compared to all the people that actually visit the canyon, but people have done it. I've done it a couple of times, 3 times actually, and you know, I just want to do it faster. And that's what I'm doing. I've been documenting my training. I have attempted to do it two times to go and actually do 16 hours, and I failed both of those times. And so I am getting back to training, and I'm going to try again. And that's my goal, is to do that in May for my 50th birthday. The whole story started way back in 2015. My friend Jared Parker, yes, another Jared, he came to me and said, "Hey Jared, you want to go do Grand Canyon, rim to rim to rim?" I said, "Sure, that sounds good." And then he said he wanted to do it in 24 hours, one day. I was like, "Wait a minute, isn't it like 50 miles or something like that?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You can't do that in one day. That's usually like a 4 to 5 day thing." And he said, "Well, we're going to do it in one day. Do you want to go?" I said, I don't think so. The idea just seemed insane. Just totally impossible and incomprehensible to me. It just didn't make any sense. So, I mean, I was used to do a 50-mile hike, like with the Boy Scouts. Usually it's a 5 day thing, right? Granted, you have kids with you, but oftentimes they're in way better shape than the leaders. But I thought this was crazy. Well, he started asking a bunch of our mutual friends, if they wanted to go, and one by one, they are all signing up. Go do rim to rim to rim in 24 hours. And so I was thinking about it a little more seriously. And I was talking to one of my friends, Riley, and I say, "So Riley, are you really going to do this?" He says, "Yes, it's just hiking." Famous words, "It's just hiking." Well, I decided, okay, I guess I'll go. And that was one of the most difficult hikes of my life. I made it halfway, and that was all I had. It was really, really hard. Shortly after, I was just feeling dejected after that, but broken. But shortly after we drove away from there, I knew I had to go back. I started thinking about what would I need to do to go back. So 2 years later, in 2017, I trained quite a bit more, and I went back and was able to do it in 20 hours and 38 minutes. Well, and that was pretty awesome. It felt amazing. And shortly after we drove away, I knew I needed to come back. Why? Because I wanted to do it faster. And so the last few years, I've been trying to do it faster. I have improved my time a little bit, but both times that I've gone to get the 16-hour goal, I have failed. And so that leads me to this point. A couple years later, that serious attempt was in 2018. There's a couple of videos on this channel you can check out if you want to see those. So one in 2018, where I had a pretty serious failure. At least failed to hit my 16-hour goal. It was still a success in many ways. But then also in 2019, I went back, tried again, didn't quite make it. I was able to do rim to rim to rim, but I wasn't able to do it in 16 hours. So I took a break, and now I am training again. My new goal is to go in May next year, the third week in May, for my 50th birthday. So I am hoping that I've given myself enough time. It's October. I'm starting to ease my way into it, and I'm just going to work a little bit at a time over the next several months, and hopefully it'll all come together and I'll be able to get that goal. So that's kind of what most of this channel is about. It's actually a personal development focus, but it's really been, the bulk of it has been my vlogging my own personal development journey and my quest to run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim in 16 hours. So that brings me to this point, vlog number 52. And I have done about 7 miles this morning, probably a little more than I should have, you know. I'm trying to ease into this, but been feeling pretty good. And so kind of went a little bit further. But I need to exercise a little restraint because I don't want to get injured. But my legs do feel pretty good. I'm starting to feel a little bit of a pain in my knee and my right hip, just really minor. So I need to kind of, you know, relax a little bit and not try to push it. But I don't know what I'm going to end up with, probably 8 miles or something. I'm heading back towards the parking lot. I am going to be going over Gold Mine Mountain, which is right behind me. It doesn't look like that steep from here, but it's actually really steep. It's not that high, but it's really, as I said, it's really steep. It's good training for going up and going down. So that'll be, I went over that once last week. This week I'll do that twice. And so far, I actually feel really good. So I'm kind of happy about that. I feel really good. So I think my body is really wants to get back in shape. That's what I choose to believe. It wants to get into shape because it's cooperating. It is cooperating very well. Like, I can tell that if I just be consistent and do a little bit each week, man, I'm going to get in really good shape. So I'm excited. I'm encouraged. I'm going to try to be a little more careful this year, and I'm not going to do as much running. My friend Arnie Fonseca, awesome dude. He's got tons of experience. He's done 100-mile ultra marathons. He's done the Grand Canyon many times. He's a exercise physiologist and coach and all this stuff. He's pretty awesome. He's been encouraging me this whole time. Dude, you got to do more walking. Don't do so much running. You're going to get injured. And he's right. Arnie, you're right. All this time, you didn't think I was listening. I've been listening the whole time. But anyways, I appreciate him. I appreciate you, Arnie, and all your help along the way. So this notion of training slow to go fast, it's taking on, I'm starting to understand it a little bit because I'm breathing really heavy right now, but try to keep my heart rate low. And I've noticed it's kind of, I don't know how it works, but I have to look into it a little bit more. But I mean, even last year, I would try to train at a lower heart rate. And then my my conversational pace, the pace in which you can run and still carry on a conversation comfortably, was improving, just steadily improving. And I actually got to a point where I could do like 8:40, just under 9 minutes, a minute miles comfortably, and just be talking to the person next to me or to you, right? And that was amazing to me because I didn't do a lot of intense training, and just a little bit at a time on your feet, and this low heart rate training, you just get faster and faster. So anyways, I'm going to continue with that sort of mindset, and I'm going to do, I have said this before, I am going to do more strength training. I've done a little bit this year. I'm going to start getting on that consistently. I might even hop on my bike. So we'll see. Heading back up the mountain, and I guess I'll check in with you either when I get up there or sometime along the way. Okay, just topped out at Gold Mine Mountain. Now I'm gonna be going down, and I just want to show you all these people. Look at this. This camera has a way of flattening things out, so I don't know if you can see it, but it just, there's people everywhere on the trail. And not that it's bad, I like people. It's just I kind of like a little bit of, you know, solitude sometimes. When I'm out in the wilderness or out in the desert on the trail, it's kind of nice. But of course I'm never really that alone because I'm always bringing you with me. And I like you, so that's cool. All right, I better focus on the trail so I don't slip and fall on my face. All right, I'm back at the parking lot, and let's see, Strava says about 8.72 miles. Took me about 2.5 hours. So we'll call that good. It's a little further than I was planning on going today. I'm trying to ease my way into this, you know. I was feeling really good, and you know, I got to remember to hold back a little bit because I don't want to do too much and then get injured. But so far so good. I feel really good. I'm actually, I don't want to say surprised, but I'm a little surprised because it's actually a lot easier than I was expecting after being on a break for so long. But now I've got the rest of the day. It's just before 8 o'clock. And hope you have a great week. See you next time. Wow, I thought it was crowded last week. It was really crowded. Whoa.